Andrew, I'm going to have to interrupt you just for a short while. We've got the Ujjivan Financial Management just waiting by with us, and let's just go across to them and find out how their quarterly performance has been this time around. Samit Ghosh, the MD and CEO at Ujjivan Financial Services, is with us. Mr. Ghosh, good afternoon, sir. If you could first explain what really went by in this quarter, because this, by all parameters, barring the NIMs, is a very disappointing performance.
Well, you know, I mean, post November 8th, we've had a very challenging quarter, you know, because a segment of our customers obviously were impacted by the demonetization. But despite that, I think we've had a very satisfactory performance in terms of collection, which we are normally used to 99% plus. As an NBFC MFI, we were able to collect on a monthly basis around 90%, but with a lag, because a lot of our customers have been actually repaying after 1 or 2 installments. Like November collections have gone up over 95% now, and the December collections have gone up to 91%. This is despite the fact that we were not permitted to collect any repayments, unlike banks, you know, in the demonetized notes during this 2-month period. This actually, to a certain extent, was an advantage for us, because all our collections were in legal tender, so we could recycle and lend that money, whatever we had collected, during these 2 months period. Otherwise, it would have been, with all the restrictions which the Reserve Bank has put in, been very difficult for us to disburse loans during this period. And during this period, we've disbursed over 965 crores, which is slightly lower than our normal, but still, I think it's a very creditable performance for this period, you know, when the whole demonetization impact was taking place.
So how long then, Mr. Ghosh, do you sense that this demonetization, you know, phase, or remonetization period, I should say, is going to impact companies such as you? Do you think for another quarter after this as well, you're bound to see the impact? Because I can see your provisioning is acutely high. It's jumped up to what? Almost 55 odd crore rupees in the quarter.
Right, right. Yeah, the thing is, you know, RBI has given us the leeway that, you know, the assets which have been during this period, we could treat it as standard for 90 days. But we have a much more conservative policy. So we've decided to take, you know, some additional provision during this period. As far as how long will the impact last, frankly, as far as the currency shortage is concerned, which is eased up considerably, it is still there in some rural areas and other areas, but customers are generally not complaining about currency shortage as they did in the first month. However, you know, bulk of our customers are in the unorganized sector, and they have, as you know, you've read all the reports from the All India Manufacturers Association, etc., how SMEs and micro SMEs have been affected in the manufacturing. Similar effect has been on the services side. Similar effect has also been in the agri side. Especially, we have a lot of customers in the animal husbandry who are in the milk business. So they have all been impacted during this period. And these customers, most of them are now coming back and repaying us with a lag. So there's a currency shortage impact and there is an economic impact, you know, in terms of actual livelihoods being affected during this period. But these customers are now coming back and repaying us, where they may be in arrears of 2 or 3 installments. They have started repaying us 1 installment at a time. So I think this will last for at least 3 to 6 months more.
Okay, so you're expecting the pain from demonetization to last, as well as the economic slowdown to last from 3 to 6 months. You also talked about the relaxation from the RBI for returning loans, after 90 days. Can you give us any guidance as whatsoever what to expect from Ujjivan Financial in the fourth quarter?
Well, fourth quarter, it's very difficult to give you a guidance because we'll have to see how it goes in terms of provisioning is concerned. But in terms of our business volumes, I think we would probably end up about, our overall portfolio would end up around 6,600 crores.
But do you think there would be a need to be as generous with the provisioning in fourth quarter as you have been in the third quarter? Because that would make it the second half of the year being very generous with the provisioning.
Well, the thing is, definitely in the field things are improving in terms of collections, and as I mentioned to you, after people who are not paying us, they've started repaying with a lag of 1 or 2 installments. But there are still a lot of uncertainties in the field, elections coming in number of states, etc. We exactly don't know what would be the exact impact. So it's very difficult to give you an idea of what our bottom line is going to look like and what kind of provisioning we'll have to put in,
Okay, just wanted to understand, with regards to demonetization.
But overall, I think, things are turning better, yeah?
No, go ahead, make your point. Good to hear that things are turning better for you.
Could you repeat the question?
No, I just wanted you to finish your point. You were just saying that things are looking better.
Yeah, it is turning around, because I think in the first... Yeah, what I was trying to tell you is that initially for first few months, customers had both the currency shortage and also they had the economic impact. So consequently, a lot of customers could not repay at all, so which we are seeing now changing, over time, and customers are coming back and starting to repay even with a lag of 1 or 2 installments. So things are improving from that perspective.
Just wanted to understand how much of your business is cash and how much of it is online?
Well, before demonetization, actually we had taken for the last few years we've been encouraging customers to open accounts and disburse our loans into their bank accounts. And we were disbursing around 65 to 70% of our loans into bank accounts. But post demonetization, because of the restrictions which were there in terms of withdrawal from banks, customers actually preferred that we disburse in cash. So our cash disbursements during this period ranged between 35 to 40%.
Okay, so that's Ujjivan Financial Samit Ghosh, the MD and CEO, telling you what to expect in the fourth quarter. Too early to call the bottom line, but the pain in the economy as well as the full impact he is expecting for the next 3 to 6 months, but the next quarter should be better. Thank you so much for joining us here on ET Now. Let me get back to Andrew Holland. Andrew, you must have been hearing that entire interview with Ujjivan. How are you reading the entire banking sector at the moment as well as the NBFCs?
Well, I think the speaker, has really got the pulse of